Good morning all. Today we are going to see Operating System Unit 1 Session Level. In the previous topic we have studied about real-time operating system where it is based on executing the task or operations on specified times and within the deadlines. If it does not execute the task or the operations on that specified time and within the deadlines, then the system fails. We also seen the types of operating system, real-time operating system, that is hard real-time operating system and soft real-time operating system. In a hard real-time system, the task operations has to be executed on specified time and within the deadlines, and it does not accept any delays, it does not tolerate any delays. Whereas in a soft real-time operating system, even the task and the operations has to be executed on time, but somewhat it can accept the delays, it can tolerate the delays. Okay. In today's topic, we are going to see distributed operating system. So let us see what are distributed operating systems. So distributed operating system is actually a collection of computers or nodes, okay, which are interconnected with each other. Okay. So these computers can be interconnected with each other through a communication network or through a wireless networks. So because of this are capable of communicating and cooperating with each other. They can exchange the messages with each other over the LAN, that is local area network, or wide area network. Okay, and each computer has its own memory in its own network, and they are different in size and architecture. Okay, so let us see diagram. So in this diagram you can see there is a collection of computers, okay, and these computers are connected with each other through a communication network, okay, that is nothing but a communication link or communication line, okay, through which the information can flow from one computer to another computer. And in this diagram you can see each computer has its own memory, okay, and own CPU you can see. So they uses their own CPU, memory and disk. So every computer has their own disk, CPU and memory. Okay. And they are different in sizes. Okay. In this diagram also you can see processor, memory. These are connected with each other. Okay. Through the communication link. This we also called as communication link, connected with each other. Okay. So let us revise what we have seen. Distributed operating system is a collection of independent multiple central processors, we also call computers or nodes, interconnected through a communication network, capable of communicating and cooperating, exchanging messages with each other over a LAN or WAN. Okay, we also seen each computer has its own memory in its own network. They are different in size and architecture, and these are referred as loosely coupled systems or distributed systems. Distributed operating system is nothing but is an extension of network operating system that supports higher level of network. Okay, so distributed operating system is an extension of network operating system where there is a large area of networks, many computers are involved in that. Many networks are connected with each other. In distributed operating system, it is always possible that one user can access the files or software which they require and utilize them. But actually in reality, these files are present on another system network. Okay. So you can see here another diagram. That means as it is, okay, we use this network for sharing the resources or sharing the data or any information. Okay, you can see here in the diagram this is one network and this is another network, and these two networks are connected with each other. Okay, and you can also share the information from one computer to another computer. Okay, the information can also flow from one network to another network. Okay, so information can be anything like files you can share the resources, you can share the printers and all. Okay, you can see in the our practical lab there is a single printer, and single printer is used by many computers. Okay, so sitting at your own computer, you give the printout, and printout comes out of that printer. Okay, similarly you can also share the files from one system to another system, but the user feels that all the data is available on their own system. Okay, they don't feel that they are taking that files, or they are taking that data from some another system. So this is the big advantage of distributed operating system. Okay, let us see the advantages of distributed systems. Data sharing, as I told you, allows many users to access common database. Okay, so there is a common database that where all your records, all your data is stored, and that data can be accessed by multiple computers, and they can share it. Resource sharing, as we have seen, there is a with resource sharing facility, user at one site may be able to use the resources available at another. Only one printer share it over the network. As you have seen our example, okay, there is only one printer and many computers can use it. Okay, communication, sharing information between peoples, speed up the exchange of data with one another through electronic mail. Okay, you can see through the emails and all, we can send the messages. Okay, you can see the chatting and all. Okay, you can do the group chatting, you can do group conference chatting. Okay, where you can share the messages, you can also share the voice messages, you can also share the files, images and all. Okay, this is what group chatting you can okay, for sharing the information. Okay, as there is also combination, like you also sharing the, you also making the conference, and you also sharing the data, as well as you also sharing the voice there. Okay, this all comes under the communication. Reliability. Okay, this is also one big advantage of distributed operating system, or you can say a feature. If one node fails in a distributed system, the remaining nodes can potentially continue operating. The service goes on as there are multiple computers connected with each other, as those are in a network. Even if one of the system or computer breaks down or shut downs, okay, it is not going to affect on other system. The other system keeps running on, it keeps going on. Okay, and one more advantage is that, okay, you can also because of the distributed system, you can also keep your backup of data. Okay, because of one system has breakdown, it does not mean that you have lost all your data. You can take it from other computers, other systems. This is the big advantage of distributed operating system, as you can take the data from other systems. Flexibility, spread the workload over the available machines so that it reduces the load on the host computer, as well as reduces delays in data processing. One more advantage is that you're not going to okay, load all the data on any specific computer. Okay, the data loading will be shared among multiple computers, so that the distribution of workload is shared properly in multiple available machines. Okay, so that the processing will be properly done between these machines, systems. Okay, and there is no any delays. Sharing should happen properly between the computers. The load should not occur on any specific computers. Scalability, yes, these systems are easily scalable, as many systems can be easily added to the network. Okay, if you want to add any new computer or any new node to the existing network, you can easily add it. Yes, because of these distributed systems, it provides a better service to the customers, because nowadays you don't find any fields where these distributed systems are not used. Everywhere these distributed systems are used, network systems are used, because nowadays largely network use is largely used. Like example, your WhatsApp, emails, internet browsing, these all are example of that. Now we'll see applications. Okay. the best application is, you can see, in online examination system, a single question paper is distributed among the systems and each user can access it independently. As you've seen how the online examination is taken, okay, there are multiple computers which are connected with each other and those are in a network, okay, and on each system the common question paper will be distributed, okay, and each user sitting on their own system, they give the exams, online exams. So this is an example of distributed system. Telecommunication network. Nowadays you can see our mobile phones, our landline phones, okay, this all comes under this telecommunication network, okay. We are able to make the calls, okay, from one place to another place, okay, and this all network comes under this, okay. Our telephone networks and cellular networks. Then computer networks such as internet. As internet, so much widely we use it, okay. Multiple devices can be connected to the internet. Multiple systems connect to the internet. They share the information, they access the information, okay. So many things using internet they are done. Wireless sensor networks. As these networks are mostly used in for security purpose. You can find out these networks in the military area mostly, where security is more important, okay. They keep on monitoring that area, particular area, okay, so that they can detect or they can sense the enemies and all. These are used in the banking also, okay, so that no robbery should happen and all such things. Network applications like network of branch office computers. Yes, you can see there are so many companies and they are having so many branches located in different cities. So these multiple branches which are located in different cities are connected with each other through a network, and this can be connected through the communication link or through the wireless networks, and because of that they are able to share the messages, data from one branch to another branch. Next is, you can see multiplayer online games, virtual reality communities. Yes, your online games are also example of this, like your PUBG games, Free Fire games, okay, where multiple players from different places are involved in that and simultaneously they are playing in a group, okay. Distributed database. Yes, the common database is distributed among multiple computers, okay. Database is nothing but where all data is stored and that data is accessed by multiple users, multiple computers. As there are also some problems with this distributed operating system, like first one is difficulties of developing distributed softwares, okay, as multiple computers has to be connected to the network through the communication network or through the wireless network, okay. So you all need here routers and all, you need your communication link. So to set up this all, it is very complex and it is little difficult task, okay. Then network problem. As you can see, network problem arises all the time, okay. While sharing the data, sometimes if the network goes, then your data sharing or the resource sharing will be stopped, okay. Security problems. Okay, we also observed that security problem arises because mostly you take the example of internet. Okay, so many devices, so many systems use the internet, so many users use it. They share the data and all. So okay, and unauthorized persons can track this all and they can access the data. Next is performance. Yes, multiple users are using the network. Multiple computers are connected, so because of this sometimes it affects on the performance, sometimes it makes the processing slow. So these are the problems which arises with the distributed operating system. So in today's topic we have completed distributed operating system. So we understood that how much important is the distributed operating system. Nowadays in every field this distributed operating system concept is used. No any field is left where this concept is not used, because now everything is going online and all communication is happening through online network and all. Okay, thank you.